Sanibonani, gama lami nguNkosi nathi uNkosi Mkhize. Kuyintokozo-ke ukuphinda ngibe naleli thuba lokuba sicobelelane ngolwazi oluhlose ukuba lusikhulise ezintweni zikamoya. Lamhlanje-ke bengingathanda ukuba sikhulume ngalento esibiza ukuthi it's Merkaba. Isizathu sokuba ngifisa ukuthi sikhulume ngalento ekuthiwa iMerkaba, it's because singena kunyaka ka-2022. Njengoba kuwunyaka ka-2022, unyaka lo oqukethe umoya wesisekelo. Uphethe ukuba umuntu azazi ukuthi uxhumane kanjani nobuyena, wakhiwe yini, ngoba kubalulekile ukuthi fanele uzazi wena ukuthi ungubani. Kepha futhi okubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi wazi ukuthi njengoba uzazi ukuthi ubani, wakhiwe yini. Ngoba once wazazi ukuthi wakhiwe yini, uzoqonda ukuthi uxhumana kanjani nalokhu esikubiza ukuthi umoya, la siqhamuka khona. Ngike ngakhuluma la nge-potential contract. Ngabalula la ukuthi kuneMerkaba. iMerkaba, it's an energy field that surround umzimba womuntu. Ngike ngaphinda futhi ngabalula ukuthi umuntu awukanele kulomzimba obonakalayo ngeso lenyama. Kepha khona okunye okuwumuntu okungekho kulomzimba lo esiubonayo ngeso lenyama. So kubalulekile ukuthi siqonde nalokho okunye okungekho phambi kwethu okubonakalayo ngeso lenyama, kepha okuyithi futhi esixhumekekile kukho. So njengoba ngizokhuluma ke ngeMerkaba, ngizozama ukuthi umuntu aqonde ukuthi wa-understanda le mzimba yakho le onayo, uzokwazi ukuthi uqonde ukuthi fanele uziphathe kanjani njengoba uphila, futhi kufanele ukuba wena uzilekelele kanjani ekutheni u-improve i-health yakho, uphile, uziphilisa kanjani. Abantu abaningi-ke abaphilayo banokucabanga ukuthi banomzimba owodwa, kanti kahle imizimba yakho wena mesiphelele iwu-8 sishalombili. Ngizokhuluma-ke, angizogxila kulo o-physical, kepha ngizogxila kakhulu kule ewu-7, ngoba iyona kakhulu abantu abaningi abangayiqondi. Engicabanga ukuthi emva kwale nkulumo uzobe usuyiqonda kahle. Le mzimba lena-ke ewu-7 ibalulekile ukuthi sikwazi ukuyiqonda ngoba isixhumanisa nobuthina, futhi iyithi. Futhi ngaso sonke isikhathi siyaxhumana nayo ukuthi mhlambe asiqondi noma sisuke singekho aware ukuthi sesixhumana nayo. Kodwa-ke as ngiqhubeka ngichaza okunye nokuningi kuzoyenza sense, uzoqonda ukuthi kusho ukuthini. So le mzimba lena okufanele siqonde ngayo ukuthi nayo inayo ama-vibrations ahlukahlukene. So it vibrates at different frequencies. So sizoqonda lokho because kufanele ukuthi siyiqonde le mzimba eyisikhombisa ukuze siyiqonde kahle indlela yethu esiphilayo noma esamba ngayo kwelikamoya. Uma ungumuntu-ke ufanele ukuthi uyiqonde le mzimba le engikhuluma ngayo. Ngizoqala ngokuthi-ke ngichaze lo moya osubiza ukuthi it's an aura. Kunomoya othize oseduzane kwethu esiubiza ukuthi i-aura. I-aura-ke it is not visible kuyiso likamoya. Kuyiso lenyama, but uvisible kuyiso likamoya. I-aura, it's an energy field that surrounds all living things. Yonke into ekhona ephilayo inawo lo moya lo esibiza ukuthi i-aura. Mina-ke ngizogxila kakhulu kulo esiubiza ukuthi i-human energy field, which is shuthi umoya lo okuwona ozungeze umuntu ophilayo kulomhlaba. So Okubalulekile ukuthi fanele wazi ukuthi uma une imbalance aura uyafana njengomuntu who is walking on a tightrope drunk, and if your energy system it's not balanced uzoba ntekenteke ekuphileni kwakho nasohambeni lwakho ezintweni zikamoya. So kubalulekile ukuthi uqonde lo moya lo esibizwa ukuthi i-aura. Yini ke i-aura? I-aura njoba ngeke ngasho ngathi this is an energy field that surrounds imizimba yethu and it interacts through spiritual and psychological levels via ama-structures esiwabiza ukuthi ama-chakras. Engizowachaza manje ukuthi yini lawo. So i-aura ke njoba isurrounda imizimba yethu le iyona le esisizayo ukuthi sikwazi ukuxhumana nezinto zikamoya. Sisebenzisa lezi zinto le esibiza ukuthi ama-structure ama-chakra lama chakra lawa uhlobo oluthize lo moya futhi nawo olusizayo ukuthi sixhumane. Ngamanye amazwi i-aura umoya ozungeze umzimba lo obonakalayo ngeso lenyama, futhi uyakwazi ukuthi ubone lo moya lo okuthiwa i-aura uma unama psychic abilities. Kunendlela ethize okwazi ukuthi ubone ngakhona engeke ngingene kona namhlanje, kepha isikhathi esiningi kusebenza imbala ehlukahlukene. Ingakho ke phela abantu abaningi besebenzisa amakhandlela ukuba baxhumane nemoya. Isukela la kulento ye-aura ukuthi kunaleya mbala okufanele uxhumane nayo ukuze ukwazi ukufinyelela esigabeni esithize ezintweni zikamoya. But ngingengene kakhulu kule ama-chakras, ngizodlula nje kancane kuyona ngoba namhlanje sizokhuluma kakhulu ngale mizimba le eyisikhombisa. Kepha angikwazi ukuthi ngikhulume ngemizimba eyisikhombisa ngingaqalanga ngokuthi ngichaze lento le esibiza ukuthi i-aura, umoya lo kuthiwa i-aura. So nanso ke into ebalekile ofanele siyiqonde la. Sonke njengoba siphila sihamba kulomhlaba singabantu, we have vulnerable spots that were created by the family DNA code. So kunezinto ke la ezidlulisiwe. Uma zidluliswa lezi zinto lezi zidluliswe ngolibofuzo, zibe idluliswa yilabo abaphilile noma bahambe kuqala kunathi kulomhlaba. Bathe mebehamba bona kulomhlaba benyathela kulomhlaba mase beyadlula kulomhlaba, kwakhona izinto ezithize abashiyela zona nathi esizi-inheritile, esiyithathile, sayithola, saphila ngazo. And ke ezinye zazo kuba yizifo ezithize. Nje ukwenza isibonelo, uzothola ukuthi mhlambe emndenini wakho khona owayenesifo sikashukela, i-diabetes, uthola ukuthi nawe sihamba siba khona kuwe, noma uma singabanga kuwena uzosithola mhlambe siba khona enganeni yakho noma kumzukulu wakho njalo njalo. But asiqali lapho, sisuka emuva. So those are just vulnerable spots that were created by our family DNA code. So uthola ukuthi omunye mhlambe wayene-asthma, so isikhona futhi emndenini khona abane-asthma noma ukhona one-asthma kodwa khona la isuka khona. So khona uthola ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi mhlambe kwakhona wayedla kakhulu amanzi amponjwana. So lo into uthothene iyadlula izidlulele kulabo abaphila manje, kodwa ibikhona lapho isuke iqale khona. So those are the vulnerable spots are created imndeni yethu ku-DNA code yethu. So lento ke isho ukuthini? Isho ukuthi these illnesses zabazali bethu edluliselwe kuthina, sinayo indlela yokuthi sikwazi ukuthi sinqamule by working kulomoya esobiza ukuthi i-aura. Uma usebenza lo moya uyi-aura uyakwazi ukusebenza ukuthi ube yilento efanele ngabe iba yiyo ezokuthatha ikubeke phambili. So kuyithuluzi nje elithize elikulekelelayo ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi unyuke ezigabeni zokukhula ezintweni zikamoya. So uma ke uhambisa i-energy yakho into i-aura, uyakwazi ukuthi uclearishe ke ezinye zezinto ezingekho right ezishiwe emndenini wakho. So lezi zinto lezi esiyibiza ukuthi umkhokha. So khona izinto eziwumkhokha ke omumbi okufanele zisetshenzwe ukuze kukwazi ukuthi laba abalandelayo emva kwakho bakwazi ukuphila impilo engconywana kunale wena oyiphilayo. Kungakho phela thina sisiphila njengamanjena siphilela ukuthi sinqamule lawa ama-vulnerable spots acreatiwe i-family DNA code. Nabo ababephile phambi kwethu nabo kukhona okunye okwakufanele bakulekelele ekutheni bakususe noma bakuhile noma bakulaphe kwi-DNA code yethu. So siyaqhubeka nje njalo njalo. So kwesinye isikhathi ke okufanele ukuthi ukwazi ngayo lento ye-aura ukuthi uyakwazi ukuxhumana nalento ye-akashic okuthiwa i-akashic records. I-akashic records ile equkethe ulwazi lonke lokuphila kwakhe emhlabeni. So the akashic records are the etheric level of the aura, and we have access to past life information. Ukuthi uphile nini, waphila kanjani ngaphambilini, konke kuphethwe lapha kwi-akashic records. A lot of people access their akashic records bengezelele. Bayakwazi ukuthi bawaxhumane nama-akashic records belele noma bemeditator. I-akashic records ke it contains, like njengoba ngishilo ekuqaleni, it contains the entire history of every soul since yaqalwa ukuba khona. Lama records lawa ke ayasiza ekutheni sikwazi ukuthi sixhumane nabanye ngoba vele sixhumekekile kuwona wonke umuntu esiphila naye. Kubalulekile ukuthi uyiqonde nayo le akashic records. Ngiqhubeka ngichaza ngalemizimba uzoba uyiqonde ukuthi ithini. Kodwa kubalulekile ukuthi uyazi because ufanele ukuzazi ukuthi njengoba uphila kulomhlaba manje awuqala ukuphila, uke waphila ngaphambilini. Akuyona i-belief system le ngikhuluma ngayo, i-reality. Yinto le eyenzakalayo. Ayikho ngaphansi kwenkolo ethize noma kwenkolelo ethize. Uma ngithi uke waphila ngaphambilini, uke waphila ngaphambilini, and uyabuya manje uyaphila. You are an old soul. There is a great chance ukuthi usazophinda ubuye futhi uzophila futhi la emhlabeni. Yini umsebenzi we-aura? Walo moya esibiza i-aura. I-aura iya protector from ama-physical and emotional and psychic energies lawa atholakala kwi-environment yakho ngokuthi ikwazi ukuthi iscreene ama-harmful energies. You know, if it acts as a lightning rod le ongayisebenzisa to protect yourself. So iyakuvikela i-aura ezintweni ezize ukuba zizokulimaza, especially if ukuthi mhlawumbe uyathakathwa. Into yokuqala ekulekelelayo ukuthi ikuvikele i-aura ngoba khona bakuthakatha because bafuna ukudila bakulimaze physically, or bafuna ukukulimaza emotionally, or bafuna ukukulimaza psychologically. So i-aura ke it protects you from that. Iphinde futhi i-aura it connects you to ama-energies or imoya ekhona kwi-environment yakho. So basically it acts as an antenna uluthi noma it acts as a bridge ukwazi ukuxhumana nemoya ethize ekhona kwi-environment yakho. I-aura futhi iyakwazi ukuthi it bridges ama-energies noma it bridges eminye yemoya to ama-chakras and other energy centers. So ngamamaza kusho ukuthi lo moya lo okuthiwa i-aura uyakwazi ukuthi ukuxhumanise nalokho esikubiza ama-chakra ama-portal athize lawa akuthatha akufake kwesinye isigaba futhi sokukhula ey'ntweni zikamoya. So ukuze ikwazi ukuthi kuprocesseke kahle kukwazi futhi ukuthi lento leyo yokuprocesseka kwemoya within ama-chakras iya resulta to i-nerve and i-hormonal vascular and other activity nje akhona kwi-physical body engeke ngene kakhulu ey'ntweni ezenzakalayo kwi-physical body because we have medical doctors for that who deals immensely nge-innate, nge-physical body intelligence. Yeah. So iphinde futhi le aura it sends ama-signal kwi-environment yakho ukuze ikwazi ukuthi uxhumane nolwazi oluthize oluqondene nawe noma oluqondene nezinto ezithinta wena nje jikelele. Iphinde futhi i-aura it holds a set of interrelated fields that are blueprints for your physical body or your emotions or your awareness or your relationships and your developments. So iyona lento eyenza ukuthi sibe nalento esibiza ukuthi i-aura. Mhlambe nje just ukuthi ngidlule angizogxila kakhulu ngizonje shwi kulento le ama-chakras. Ama-chakras abantu abaningi abawaziyo awu-7 kodwa there are more than 7. Khona le kuthiwa i-crown chakra. I-crown chakra yona irresponsible for spirituality, irresponsible ukuthi uzazi ukuthi wena ungubani, irresponsible futhi ukuthi kube khona izinto oyidlulisayo, irresponsible futhi ukuthi ukhula kanjani ezintweni zikamoya. So kahle kahle ikwenza uqonde ngesikhathi you know when you speak of time and space, so ukwazi ukuqonda lokho, you know ukuthi you live in the present moment, and when you live in the moment lo yinto leyo inamandla angakanani noma inomthelela ongakanani ekukhuleni kwakho ezintweni zikamoya. So that's a crown chakra. And then kube khona a third eye. I-third eye yona ile ekwazi ukuthi uhlakaniphe, uqonde, ube nobuhlakani obujulile ngezinto eziningi ezahlukahlukene, lokho esikubiza ukuthi intellect. I-third eye also ixhumene futhi nomqondo wakho ukuthi umqondo wakho uvuleleke kangakanani ezintweni zikamoya. Ixhumene futhi nokurizina okuthe thuthu, okushuthi kahlahle ukurizina ezintweni zikamoya la okwazi ukuthi ubone a bigger picture and ukwazi ukuba ne-trust, ukwazi ukuthembela entweni ethize. Lokho kuqukethwe kwi-third eye. And la kwi-third eye it's where you seek the divine truth kahle kahle. Then mase kuba khona i-throat chakra. I-crown by the way ila most of the time uthola ukuthi ushwaqa la ekhanda, ushwaqa inele uma kukhona izinto ofanele ube aware of ngempilo yakho noma ezidownloadwayo empilweni yakho basically. So it's all about awareness kahle kahle. Then mase kuba la ebusweni bakho, basically la, this will be your third eye. Bake bayikhombe la, but basically this whole part, it has to do with your third eye. And then mase kuzoba ile part lena ke, it talks about the throat chakra. The throat chakra yona, it talks about the self-expression. It talks about choices akho, will, you follow your dream, you have faith on something, you trust life, so you surrender to the divine will kahle kahle. So iyona throat chakra leyo irresponsible yakhona. So la njoba ngisho ngithi i-crown, i-third eye, i-throat chakra, ama centers lawa ahamba kanje ukuze ukwazi wena ukuthi uxhumane nezinto zikamoya. So ngingasho nje ngithi ama-gates lawa okwazi ukwavula. So if une-aura, i-aura iyakwazi ukuthi ikuthathe ikubuka impilo yakho uthi okay, njengamanjena ukulesigaba sempilo, and then mesithi vula i-crown chakra, vula leli gate okuthiwa i-crown chakra, and then you learn about spirituality, you learn about who you are, you learn about letting go, you learn about enlightenment, you learn about awareness. Or ibuke i-aura ukuthi okay, no, angimdirecte manje lona kwi-third eye, and then ikunikezele ubuhlakani, ikuvulele leli gate manje lobuhlakani, ikuvulele leli gate leli lokuba ukwazi ukucabanga ngokujulile, ukwazi ukubona the bigger picture, ukwazi ukuthemba izinto ezithize ngokusebenzisa your abilities yengqondo yakho. And then kwesinye isikhathi i-aura futhi ithi meyibuka ikuthatha ikuvulele igate leli lokuthi ukwazi ukuzichaza wena, self-expression, uzichaza ukuthi wena ungubani, njalo njalo. Iphinde futhi ama-choices owenzayo, ukwazi ukuthi ama-choices owenzayo, owathathayo empilweni akulidela kuphi, uqonde lokho njalo njalo, ulandele namaphupho akho. I-aura futhi iphinde ikuthathe futhi ikuvulele leli gate okuthiwa i-heart chakra. Excuse. I-heart chakra, it has to do with izinto zothando, it has to do with ukuxolela. Leyo kuxolela ibaluleke kakhulu, because into yokuqala ofanele uyenze emhlabeni mawuphila ukuthi uxolele wena. Njoba ngikunika lo lwazi lolu, uma ubungakazi wahlangana nalo lwazi, ngizocela ukuthi uzixolele ukuthi awukazi wahlangana nalo lwazi. Hayi ngoba naku ukuthi mhlambe khona okuthize ongahambi kahle ngempilo yakho, cha. Kuhamba kahle yonke into. Ukuthi nje sekufika isikhathi sokuthi uxhumane nalolu lwazi lolu. So yonke lento uthola ukuthi it has to do with your heart chakra. Igate leli lithiza. Mase kuba khona le enye futhi okuthiwa i-solar plexus. Ngebhadi ke anginalo igama lesizulu elikhuluma ngalama gate lawa. Uma kukhona owaziyo lama gate engikhuluma ngawo ngolimi lwesiZulu, ngiyocela ukuthi asilekelele, asisize. So i-solar plexus ke yona inkaba yakho le, uxhumekeke khona la usuku uxhumekeke khona njengoba uphila. So it's a reminder yokuthi uma uzibuka wena uwazi ukuthi ubukani. Uma uzibuka wena ubuka umndeni wakho, la oqhamuka khona, la uxhumekeke khona, emndeni wakho aboma nasekhabo baba. So iyona solar plexus leyi, inkaba yakho. So iyona lento ekunikezela ama-instincts akho. Uma kuthiwa una gut feeling, isuke ixhumene igate leli elivulekile lenkaba, i-solar plexus. Uma uyiqonda i-personality yakho ukuthi wena umuntu onjani, ngithi wena uzoba umuntu onjani because khona labo bafuzile, and ufuze labo uxhumeke kubo ngokwenkaba. You understand? So iyona ke leyo ke. At least ke i-solar plexus ngiyazi yona ukuthi inkaba nenhliziyo njalo njalo. So lokho kunye kulula. Then mase kuba khona ke i-sacral. I-sacral yona, it has to do with the creativity. I-sacral ke ila kumuntu wesifazane isibeletho. Kumuntu wesilisa angiqondi kahle. Kepha engine show yakho ukuthi i-sacral ila isibeletho sakhe. Lapho ikhuluma about creativity, ikhuluma about sexuality, ikhuluma about power, ikhuluma about control, ikhuluma about imali, ikhuluma about ubudlelwano. So okusho ukuthi uma uyibheka i-sacral, it has to do with the private part, but the deeper level, not the external private part. And then mase kuba khona i-root chakra. I-root chakra yona it has to do with izinto zemndeni. It has to do with izinto zomphakathi, social belongings, yokuthi wena uxhumeke kanjani kwabanye futhi u-interacta kanjani nabanye emphakathini noma in your sphere of contact. Igate leli likuvulela ekutheni i-safety yakho ne-security yakho, ukuthi njengoba uphila uvikeleke kanjani. So konke lokho kulapho. Mase kuba khona ke amanye ke ama-gates akhona, kukhona i-earth star, okuthiwa i-earth star, ayijwayelekile ke abantu abaningi abayijwayelele. Kube khona i-soul star, kube khona i-stellar gateway, kube khona i-causal, njalo njalo. So wonke lama chakras lawa or lama gates, amasango lawa akuvulela ekutheni uqonde lezi zinto engiqeda ukuzibalula. So abalulekile and axhumene kakhulu ne-aura. So uma ubheka impilo yakho yokukhula ezintweni zikamoya, kumele ukuthi uqale uqonde lento esibiza ukuthi i-aura, and then mase i-aura uyayibuka, iyakuthatha ikuxhumanisa nalamasango esiwabiza ukuthi ama-chakras, azokuthatha wona akuvulele ezintweni ezithize futhi zikamoya njalo. Then ke once waqonda lezo zinto lezo, then uzobe usukwazi ke ukuthi uvuleleke, because each gate, like nje ukwenza isibonelo, uma uzobuka leli gate leli le crown chakra, likuvulelela ekutheni u-understande umzimba othile wakho kulemizimba eyi-7 engikhuluma ngayo. Uma ubuka i-heart chakra, iphinde futhi nayo ithathe mase ihambisa kumzimba othize kulemizimba eyi-7, njengoba ngizochaza. Ngidlula nje ngiphuthuma kwi-physical body lo eswaziyo. This is an enduring object. Lo mzimba lo, i-physical body, wakhelwe ukuqinisela. Wona njengoba uphila, wakhelwe ukuthi uphile la emhlabeni njengoba samba. Unesikhathi esithize obekelwe sona ukuthi uzokwazi ukuthi uphile isikhathi esingaka, ukuphethe wena, ukuqukethe, because umsebenzi wawo ukuthi uqukethe wena. So it will have a duration of time. And in physics, the physical body or a physical object into eyodwa, and it's a collection of mass. But a physical body iyona le eyenza ukuthi ukwazi uku-experience izinto zomhlaba physically. It is our body's physiology, our movement, and our ability to heal the organs and the brain and the skeletal system. So zonke lezo zinto lezo zenza umzimba wethu o-physical. Kepha umzimba o-physical usuke inhloso yawo ukuthi ufuna siqonde izinto ezithize ngokamoya. So this is the baseline yokuthi sikwazi ukuqonda izinto zikamoya. So kahle i-physical body is the first step ekufanele sinyathele kusona ukuze sikwazi ukuthi sibukele izinto zikamoya. Now sengena ke manje ezintweni zikamoya. Into engizokhuluma ngayo imizimba le ekamoya ngithe iwu8 imizimba esinayo. So njengoba iwu8 imizimba esinayo, ngizokhuluma mina ngaleyo 7 excluding i-physical body. So into ofanele uyazi ukuthi i-categorizwe into 3 lemizimba. Khona a physical plane le ngizobe ngikhuluma ngayo namhlanje, and then mase kuthi kube khona an astral plane and a spiritual plane le ngizokhuluma ngayo kwisiqephu esilandelayo salenkulumo. So kule physical plane ngizobalula imizimba ewu4. Oqala sengithe ukudlula kuona, which is physical body. Then ngizobe sengikhuluma nge-etheric body, ngikhulume nge-emotional body, ngikhulume nge-mental body. Ngizothi ukugxila la kwi-mental body because i-mental body iyona a-connection between a physical plane and an astral plane. Okay, so let us look at etheric body. The etheric body, it plays an important role in how we feel, in how we think. So, the etheric body, it's about our feelings. Your physical well-being and your mental health are closely connected. They both rely heavily on the health and the strength of the etheric body. So, the etheric body is the physical plane aura. Okay? Is the physical plane aura. Etheric body ile yama sensations. Uthi udikizelwa yiso, udikizelwa umzimba, njalo njalo. So, kwesinye isikhathi uze kuhlasimula umzimba uma kukhona into ethize ezokwenzeka. So yonke lento le ikhuluma ngayo i-etheric body ukuthi you sense things, you know, due to its close proximity, it deeply connects to a physical body. So awukwazi ukuhlukanisa kahle kahle i-physical body ne-etheric body because kusondelene kakhulu. Because sometimes ngisho ukuthi uma kukhona into okufanele ube aware of, uzoza kushwaqa ikhanda. So usuyazi ukuthi mekushwaqa ikhanda mhlambe maphakathi nale ikhanda, for example, shuthi i-crown chakra yakho is activated, you know. So kushuthi fanele ube aware there's an enlightenment that is happening. Ngenza nje umzekelo. So uyabona ukuthi kodwa etheric body, but at the same time futhi uyizwa wena physical. So isondelene kakhulu etheric body ne physical body. So it has ties to your physical health. It has ties to all your bodily sensations, including pain and pleasure. Because sometimes finally understand ukuthi uma uzwa i-pain ethize emzimbeni, like angenza isibonelo, uma uphatheke kambi, you khona okuphoxile, kuba heavy la kwi-heart chakra engithi. So kushuthi kuvuleka le gate le yokuthi ukwazi ke manje ukuthi ungene kwi-etheric body and found out ukuthi what exactly is happening. Okay, so you uzwe feeling la ngasesifubeni, but you can't even explain that feeling, that heavy feeling. Even if it was semathandweni, you know, bake bathi uba nama butterflies engithi. So ngobani kunale gate esuke ivulekile inkaba engithi isolar plexus, you know, then ube uzwe sensation la around inkaba noma bake bathe esiswini bathi ama butterflies. So wonke lo ma sensations ama etheric body lawo isuke ikhuluma noma i-activated or isenda a certain signal or a certain information kuwena. Kodwa into efanele ukuthi uyiqonde kahle hle ukuthi i-etheric body isebenza kahle hle nalento esibiza ukuthi i-root chakra. you know le gate lesi biza uthene i-root chakra. I-root chakra ngithe ikhuluma iphathelene nendaba ze-family and the social belonging, ikhuluma nge-safety and security. Okay, so now uma ukhuluma nge-safety and security, you need to understand what is happening around you so that you can know whether you are secured or not. Okay, so hence that is why ixhumene ne-root chakra. Okay, so our physical body and etheric body are closely connected, that sometimes the etheric body is called the metaphysical twin. Metaphysical twin. Mhlambe uke wayizwa leyo term ekuthiwa i-metaphysical twin. Metaphysical. Okay, so there are 5 senses that are also responsible of the etheric body. Ilawe swazi. Okuyiwona akasizayo ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sixhumane nokwenzakalayo physically. So etheric body ke, this is a medium through which we experience the world. It receives umoya of the world around us, and then mase kuba khona i-effect eyenzakalayo kwi-energy yethu thina, you know, as individuals. Okay, so that's how the etheric body basically works. So iwona ke la ama sensations lawo, you know, ukudikizela kwezinto nokushwaqa kwani and all of that. So that is why uthola ukuthi kuba khona abantu abaziyo ukuthi uma ngidikizelwa yiso ngenzansi ngisuke ngizokhala, especially if mhlambe kuyiso la ka left, omunye athi mengidikizelwa yiso la ka right ngenhla, shuthi khona engizombona uzongijabulisa. Uma ngidikizelwa yiso engenhla kwa left, shuthi umuntu nje ngizombona mhlambe kade ngamgcina, njalo njalo. Abanye uma ngidikizelwa umlomo ngenzansi ngizokhala, njalo njalo, kuya ngabantu. So these are the things that okufanele ukuthi uzinake, because azifani per person. So omunye angadikizelwa umlomo ngenzansi akusho ukuthi uzokhala, usuke ezojabula. Omunye adikizelwe umlomo ngenhla usuke mhlambe ezokhala yena, njalo njalo. So it differs with people, with individual. Okay, so sometimes the etheric body can become blocked. It can become blocked because kunabantu abamele ukuthakatha abanye abantu. So kunomuntu la othola ukuthi aka understand noma kuyadikiza akasanaki, whether kudikiza umzimba noma kwenzakalani, uthothi akasanaki. So because in etheric body yakhe iblockiwe lo muntu loyo. So then ke once yaba blocked etheric body, umsebenzi wayo uzoba affected, uzosafarisha. Okay, so the connection between the etheric body and the physical body is so deep that these blockages can heavily impact on how we feel. Some even suggest that i-health yakho as ophila, it will be at risk, because manje phela awusenayo lento le antenna ekufanele ukuthi ikuzwele ukuthi kwenzakalana around you, so that you can always be aware, you know, either you have to protect your body or not. Because sometimes uma ushaqwa yini lo munye uyazi ukuthi should khona into wrong ekhona la, fanele ngisuke ngihambe ngoba mhlambe uma ngasuki ngizolimala, for example. Okay, so these blockages can be caused by anything that will harm umzimba wakho kahle kahle. Okay, so without limiting lento yokublocker kwe-etheric body to ukuthakathi kuphela, but kuyenzeka sometimes uthothi poor diet iyona eyenza ukuthi ibe blocked i-etheric body. Kuyenzeka futhi uthola ukuthi ungalali kuyayiblocka futhi i-etheric body yakho. Kuyenzeka kwesinye isikhathi uthola ukuthi une-stress most of the time. So sometimes you lose focus when you're stressed because you are in balance, you are in a fight mode ngaleso sikhathi leso. So those are some of the things as a blocker i-etheric body yakho. Then sometimes it's a lack of exercise nje. Lack of exercise also, it leads to blocking etheric body. So that is why it is important ukuthi you need to do exercise on a regular basis ukuze ukwazi ukuthi uactivate etheric body yakho. Okay, so that's all engakusho nge-etheric body. You can always visualize your aura becoming clearer. Okay, so whilst you are meditating, take each body part in turn and visualize letting go of all the negativity akhona empilweni yakho. Ngoba fanele wazi ukuthi mangabe ucabanga imicabango yokusaba noma yokuthuka noma uhlezi uthukile, lezo zinto lezo they are of a low frequency, and if they are of a lower frequency then they will block your etheric body. That is why it is important ukuthi uhlezi ulalela izinto ezakhayo noma uhlezi usurrounded nabantu abaphumelelayo noma abakhuluma into epositive, ngoba usuke wenza ukuthi i-etheric body yakho inga blockade. Mase kuba khona an emotional body. I-emotional body and the mental body are connected to etheric layer as well. So you find ukuthi you've got these four bodies. You've got a physical body, you've got an etheric body, you've got an emotional body, you've got a mental body. And then you'll find that these two are connected and these two are connected. And you'll find that etheric body is also connected to an emotional body as well. Okay, so it gives more meaning to the theory of emotions, because our emotions, they also have an impact on our physical body as well. Many people were not taught how to process our emotions. Most of the time, abantu abaningi bafundiswa ukuthi ama emotions, if you are emotional, that means you are weak. Kahle kahle, that's not the case. Instead, kufanele sikwazi ukufunda ukusurvive and have different techniques that will help us to suppress our feelings wethu. So there is a purpose for anger, there is a purpose for happiness, there is a purpose for all sorts of emotions that you can encounter empilweni yakho. So akufaneleke kube khona ama emotions owasuppressayo, but you need to face them and learn from that, because they are all in an emotional body. So once our nervous system is out of distress mode, then our body will then want to integrate and honor our emotions differently. Yeah, I understand. So when you heal emotional body, it allows you ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi kube khona izinto ozireleasayo ezi-negative empilweni yakho. So lento le i-emotional body iyaba affecta futhi abantu besifazane kakhulu, especially if they go through a pregnancy or they go through their menstrual cycle as well, because this includes nervous system, it includes hormones, it includes water release, it includes water absorption. So nje, it represents our feelings and the relationship to all things. Kahle kahle, emotional body. So emotional body, basically, it is a bridge between the physical and the mental. Okay, so kunabantu abakhulayo ezintweni zikamoya. As bekhula ezintweni zikamoya, uthola ukuthi baba emotional. It's because kunabantu abadala bakini who needs healing in that part in an emotional body. So it gives you now an opportunity ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uthi address the issues akhona on a deeper level. You know, so when you become so emotional, you know, khona abantu uthola ukuthi ne bayahayiza or bayatetema, you know, bayakhala nje, uthola ukuthi ne out of the blue umuntu uyakhala. Mase kuba khona nalabo kuthiwa bamudi. Akekho umuntu spiritual engayengambona ongekho mudi. Most of them bamudi simply because they are trying to balance ama emotions, you know, because ama emotions are fluctuator, you know, so they always baphansi aphezulu. So it is important ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uwabalancise, and it takes some energy to do that. So let us look at the mental body. The mental body, we're looking at the mind. We're looking at the mental body. Yona is where the seed of consciousness is embedded. So, in mental body, in imbewu ye consciousness. Ngike ngakhuluma la ngaphambili nge-power of 3. Ngathi kune mind, kune intuition, kune consciousness. So i-consciousness ixhumene ne-mind by the use of intuition. So uma ngithi the mental body is where imbewu ye consciousness is embedded. Okusho ukuthi this seed is also called, or is also known as, the mental permanent seed, which is found with crown chakra. Okay, so uma kune information that is being given to you, uzwa kushoqa la, kuba activated i-crown chakra yakho. So uma i-crown chakra yakho is being activated, so that means there is a mental permanent seed which is situated pineal gland, of which we need to understand the location of a pineal gland, which is Sichaza nje maduzana. The pattern of the mental body has a mental aura around it. Shuthi kunalo moya futhi okuthiwa i-aura otholakalayo futhi kulomzimba okuthiwa i-mental body. Okay, so iwona ke le aura le, it is stored kwi-seed of consciousness, imbewu le ye consciousness. So kahle uma ubuka the mental body, it is capable of storing huge amount of knowledge. That is why you find kukhona abantu abane gift of knowledge and understanding, or abane gift of wisdom, because these people, they have access to information deep, because their mental body, it stores huge amount of knowledge, and time to time uthola ukuthi this knowledge kufanele ukuthi iphume, you know, and ukuphuma kwayo isabalaliso emhlabeni izophuma in a form of a gift of knowledge and understanding, or a gift of wisdom. So moreover, mental body, it has an ability to share knowledge with other mental bodies within moments. So in the mental body, there is a process of learning, and while you learn, then you also communicate, kodwa manje lento lena yokufunda nokucommunicate, it happens in an amazing speed. While you are communicating, you are learning at the same time. While you are learning, you are also communicating at the same time. So that's the gift of wisdom and the gift of knowledge and understanding, because you process the learning and the communication which occurs in an amazing speed. So while the mental body is able to carry out functions like feeling, as well as its primary functions are related also to reception and processing, and also transmitting of information. So that's the primary function of a mental body. A receiver, you receive, because now when you learn, you receive information, then you process that information, then you transmit that information. Okay, so abenza computer lento efana ne-input, process and output kahle kahle. So while our thoughts are logically associated with the mental body, it is not only thoughts that the mental body uses as functional, but our thoughts in themselves are regarded as to be more than simple, like subjective qualia, if I can put it that way. So the mental body yona-ke inobudlelwano obuqinile nolwazi, futhi sebenzisa ulwazi oluningi ngaso sonke isikhathi. So mhlambe uma sibuka i-pineal gland, njengoba ngike ngasho earlier ukuthi when you look at the mental permanent seat, that is, if ufuna uyi-understand kahle fanele ucheck i-location of i-pineal gland. Okay, so i-pineal gland yona, it is described as the seat of the soul. Kunomunye umbhali owake wayi-describe kanjalo, because uthi it is located in the center of the brain. Okay, so the main function of a pineal gland is to receive information about the state of light and the dark cycle, okay, from the environment. Then once I told that information with environment that talks about the dark and light, then mese i-conveyor idlulisa le information lena to produce and also to secrete the hormone ebizwa ukuthi i-melatonin. Okay, so uyayibona lento ukuthi ihamba kanjani. I-pineal gland yakho izothatha i-information from i-environment yakho, of dark and light cycle. Then mese lento le idlulisa le information ukuze ikwazi ukuthi iproduce le hormone okuthiwa i-melatonin. Okay, then the pineal gland iyona iwukhiyeke wewashi lomzimba, if we can put it that way, the body's internal clock, because it regulates the body circadian rhythms. Okay, so circadian rhythms are the daily rhythms of the body, which includes signals that make someone feel tired, that makes someone afuna ukulala, that makes someone afuna ukuvuka, nje noma yenza ukuthi umuntu abe alert ngezinto ezenzakalayo around yena each and every day. So umsebenzi lo we-pineal gland, because iwona lo sort of like oyiwash, you know, lale rhythm eyenzakalayo emzimbeni wakho ngaphakathi. So i-pineal gland incane kakhulu incane ngokwe size, injenge pear mongabe uyibuka lapha engqondweni. It's a physical structure. Akakaqondakali kahle nje ngokuphelele ama functions ayo. So ama scientists they are still learning, and the more they learn about a pineal gland, they will be surprised how spiritual it is kahle. So base busy. So let me not get kwi-process, because vele kunezinto engathi mengizisho ongeke abaningi abangake baze bayiqonde. So and nanokuthi ke i-timing is very important kuyona yonke into eyenzakelayo, because sometimes uyakwazi ukuthi usho into right kodwa usho ngesikhathi esirong ivesane ibe wrong. So we have to be patient with one another in terms of ukhula. Asijahle ndawo la siyakhula, you know. So i-melatonin ke njengoba ngingayichaza, i-melatonin is best known for i-role eyidlalayo ke yona yokuregulate ukulala komuntu. Why ngikhuluma ngalento? It's because ngithi mangabe ulala ila uxhumana khona namathongo engithi, ngoba uxhumana nabantu bakini usebuthongweni. So kubalekile ukuthi ngizikhulume lezi zinto on a deeper level, so that you will then understand ukuthi yini le kwenza ukuthi ulale. Ile hormone ekuthiwa i-melatonin elapha yakwini kwi-pineal gland. All right. So izinto lezi abantu abaningi abangakhulumi ngazo kodwa zibalulekile. Okay. So ama sleep patterns akho ke iwona lawa esiwabiza ukuthi ama circadian rhythms. Okay, indlela ukuthi wena ulala kanjani njalo njalo. You know, that is why abantu abadala bekwazi ukuthi bakuvuse ngesikhathi esithize njalo, you know, because they are looking at this circadian rhythm, indlela wena ofanele ulale ngayo. Uthi njalo bakuvusa njalo wena ntathakusi, you know. So bakuvusela ukuthize. So ibalekile ukuthi uyiqonde yonke leyo into leyo. So i-pineal gland ke yona ke it plays a role also in regulating i-hormone yabantu besifazane, like ama levels ama hormones abantu besifazane, you know, especially when you look at fertility ne-menstrual cycle yabo. Okay, so into futhi responsible for that, it's a pineal gland. I-melatonin le ngikhuluma ngayo iyo le eproducewa i-pineal gland njengoba ngishilo. So kunama studies ke ahlukahlukene enziwe around this which you can find when you do your own research that talks about the pineal gland and all of that. So which these studies, they suggest that the melatonin may also help to protect you against cardiovascular issues such as hypertension, atherosclerosis, njalo njalo. So but yeah, you will then do your own research on that. I don't want to get into the biological aspect of it. Bengifuna nje ukuthi ngidlule so that you can have an idea yokuthi i-pineal gland ibaluleke kangakanani empilweni yakho. Okay, so i-mental body ke le njengoba ngishilo, it has a permanent seat and it also stores, it also acts as a mental body, it also acts as a storage device kahle kahle, because this is where all the records of your past lives are saved kwi-mental body. Yakhumbula ngikhulume nge-akashic record. I-akashic record nansi itholakala lapha kwi-mental body. I-mental is istora all the records of your past life experiences. They are saved there. Ngiyakhumbula la there was this guru, uguru lo kwakuthiwa uBishop lead beater. He was known to have seen all the past lives ka Krishna. You know, a guru that has superior and has developed clairvoyance abilities, bayakwazi ukuthi bangene kwi-mental seed, and base bayakwazi ukubona ukuthi isoul ihambe kangakanani, how many lifetimes, wenzani kuma lifetimes. So basically you assess, you have access to ilento akashic records, and then ubone ukuthi oh yeah, unkosi Mkhize ukuqala kwakhe ukuhamba emhlabeni wahamba ngo 1893 BC for example, you know, eqala nje kuba umuntu. And in the early 90s unkosi was an Indian male, stubborn male for example, njalo njalo nje kuningi. Bakhona ke abantu who have gifted to look at the mental body and see your akashic records. All right, so the mental body or the mental permanent seed, it looks like a small indigo blue grain with the colors of a rainbow around it, if you were to describe this mental permanent seed. It's there in your brain. So I want you to know and understand how important is your brain, because your brain is connected to your mind. By the way, you need to understand ukuthi mind ne brain is not the same thing, you know, as much as they are related, but akuyona into eyodwa. Brain, it's a physical structure, then in mind, it's a spiritual structure within the brain. So it makes up the mind, and it's a mental body, and it connected the mental body with the brain. That is why ngikhuluma nge-pineal gland, because the pineal gland, it's a part of the brain that connects to the mental body, which is the mental permanent seed. So the gods are believed to possess the superior mental bodies that is capable of accomplishing miracles. Okay, so the seed of consciousness has the connection with the higher soul, and when you meditate, you get into that state, and then you connect. And then once you are in a mental body, this is now a bridge for you to be able to connect to the astral body, which ngiyobe sengena kuyona ke i-astral body. Sengikhuluma nge-astral body, ne celestial body, ne causal body, because those are the astral plane and the spiritual plane, which in total makes up these 8 bodies. So ngizogcina la okwamanje kwi-mental body, and then ngizobe sengiya kwisigaba esilandelayo, ngiyobe sengikhuluma ke nge-spiritual plane, la sobe sengikhuluma khona ngalamanye ama-bodies, and then mese ngiyayivala ke sengenza namanye ama-examples, sengisummarize konke. Ngizocela nje ukuthi uyibekezelele, because le information engikhuluma ngayo i-information ekhona kodwa ongakhulunywa ngayo kakhulu futhi ongayijwayele, kodwa we have to start somewhere and kunzima-ke ukuchaza izinto ezinjengalezi. Ngiyathokoza kakhulu ngaleli thuba. Sizoxhumana futhi kwisigaba sesibili esikhuluma ngayo lento le iMerkaba, imizimba yethu le ewu-8. So far ngisakhulume ngemizimba le ewu-4 which makes up a physical plane. Thank you so much. God bless you.